You're not lazy. You're not bad at focusing. You're just burnt out and you're trying to study with a system that was built for a brain that still has energy. If you've been opening your laptop, staring at the screen, feeling guilty, then suddenly it's 2 hours later and you've done nothing, this video is for you. Because when you're burnt out, the normal Pomodoro can feel like a joke. 25 minutes sounds easy, but your brain is already tired. So even 25 feels heavy.
We start with 50 here, and
And
then
when
we
you
have 10.
fail one session, you spiral. See, I can't do it. That's why today I'm giving you one method that works specifically when you're drained. It's called Pomodoro 50-10. 50 minutes focused. 10 minutes real recovery. Not scrolling recovery. Real recovery. And if you do it right,
So I was sitting right
you
here,
can
and suddenly
study
the
for
flow started
3 to
going
5
right through.
hours in a
I
day
know, it sounds
without
crazy.
hating yourself, without panic, and without burning the last fuel you have. Let me tell you a quick story. I had a friend in college, is smart, ambitious, the type who used to study all night. Then one semester, everything collapsed. Sleep messed up. Deadlines everywhere. Motivation gone. He tried to fix it by pushing harder. He downloaded productivity apps. He tried 25 to 5 Pomodoro. He made perfect schedules. And every time, he failed. Not because he didn't care, but because he was trying to sprint with a body that needed rehabilitation. Then he changed one thing. Instead of forcing short sprints, he created longer calm focus and deeper breaks. Within a week, his studying didn't feel like torture anymore. That's what 50-10 is. Now let's break it down in a simple way,
This demonstrates the core
how your
principle of
brain
business
works,
By applying this framework, we
why
can achieve
this
significant
method
results,
fits
as shown right
burnout, and exactly how to use it from morning to night. Burnout is not just tired. Burnout is when your brain's control system is weak. In psychology, we call it executive function. That's the part of your brain that says, start now, stay with it, ignore distractions, finish the task. When you're burnt out, executive function drops. So you can want to study and still not move. Also, your attention becomes fragile. Small distractions feel irresistible. Your phone feels like relief. And your brain starts chasing easy dopamine, short videos, snacks, random browsing, because deep work feels too painful. So here's the key. When you're burnt out, the goal is not maximum discipline. The goal is minimum friction. You need a study rhythm that feels safe enough to begin and structured enough to keep you going. That's why 50-10 works. 50 minutes is long enough to actually get into flow. Because real focus often starts after 10 to 15 minutes. The first minutes are always messy. Your brain is warming up, resisting, complaining. If you stop at 25, you often stop right when you were about to become productive. But 10 minutes of break is long enough to recover. Not just stand up for 30 seconds. Real reset, water, breathing, movement, sunlight, a quick snack. That's how you keep going without frying your brain. Now let's build the system in real life. Not perfect. Not complicated. Just something you can actually do tomorrow. First, your morning. When you're burnt out, your morning decides everything. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, your brain starts the day in reactive mode. You're consuming, comparing, reacting. And then studying later feels impossible. So the first rule is simple. Before your first study block, you need a brain warm-up. 5 minutes. That's it. Get out of bed.
The first rule is to make sure you
Drink
understand the basics
water.
before moving on.
Open a window or step outside for 1 minute. Then do a tiny physical reset, 10 squats, or a short walk to the bathroom and back, or stretch your shoulders. What? Because movement increases alertness and reduces the fog. Also, it signals, we are starting. Then you set up your first 50-10. But don't start with the hardest task. That's where most students fail. When you're burned out, you need a start easy ramp. So your first 50 minutes should be a low resistance task that still counts as studying. Examples: review notes. Rewrite messy notes into clean bullets. Do simple practice questions. Make a list of what you don't understand. Watch one short lecture segment and summarize it in your own words. The point is not to prove you're strong. The point is to start moving again. Because motion creates motivation,
historical context reveals a shift in policy that directly influences
not the
socioeconomic
other
landscape of
way
America.
around. Now, here's how you run the 50 minutes. You don't aim for perfect focus. You aim for single lane,
Motivation gets us started, but we
One
need consistent
tab.
action to achieve our goals.
one book, one document. Before the timer starts, do this. Write one sentence. In this 50 minutes, I will. Keep it tiny and clear. Like, I will finish 15 flashcards. Or, I will solve 3 questions. Or, I will summarize pages 12 to 16. That sentence is powerful because it removes decision fatigue. Your brain doesn't have to keep asking, what should I do now? Now you start the timer. And here's a rule that saves burnt-out students. When distraction hits, you don't fight it
Remember
with
this one
anger.
important rule.
You label it. Literally whisper, distraction. Then write the distraction on a paper.
Distraction.
Example, check messages, look up random thing, worry about grades. Then go back. This is a real technique used in attention training. It teaches your brain, thoughts can exist without controlling your hands. Now the 10-minute break. This is where most people destroy the method. If you scroll during the break, your brain doesn't recover. It gets overstimulated. Then the next 50 minutes feel even harder. So your break has rules. The break is for your body, not your feed.
It's important that we all follow these guidelines.
Here are
Let's make sure we
break
respect them.
options that actually refill your energy. Walk to the kitchen and drink water. Wash your face. Do slow breathing for 1 minute. Stretch your neck and back. Eat a small snack with protein. Stand outside and look at the sky. If you want something fun, choose something that doesn't hijack your brain. Music without lyrics. A quick shower. A 2-minute tidy. And yes, you can check your phone, but only if you set a separate 2-minute mini timer, then stop. Because the goal is to come back with your brain still calm. Now let's talk about your afternoon. Afternoon is where burnout hits the hardest. This is when you start feeling heavy. Your brain starts saying, I can't. So in the afternoon, 50-10 needs one adjustment. You add a checkpoint. After every 50 minutes, you quickly answer 2 questions. What did I finish? What is the next tiny step? This takes 30 seconds. But it keeps you from drifting. Burnout makes time feel blurry. This checkpoint makes progress visible. And progress creates hope. Now, how many 50-10 cycles should you do
Too
in a
much.
day? If you're burnt out, do not aim for 8 cycles. That's fantasy. Start with 2 cycles. That's 2 hours of focused time. For a burnt-out student, 2 clean cycles is a win. If you can do 3 cycles, that's amazing. If you can do 4 cycles, you're back in control. You don't build consistency by demanding too much. You build consistency by making the win repeatable. Now, let's handle the biggest enemy, the start problem. The moment where you know what to do but you still can't start. Here's a simple trick. The 5-minute entry. You tell yourself, I'm not doing 50 minutes. I'm just entering. Set a 5-minute timer. Open your material. Write the first line. Solve
I
the
can stop.
first small part. When the 5 minutes ends, you can stop. But most of the time, you won't. Because starting is the hardest part. This is a behavioral psychology idea, reduce the activation energy. Make the first step so easy your brain can't argue. Now, your evening. Evening is not for pushing harder. Evening is for protecting tomorrow. Burnout gets worse when you keep sacrificing recovery. So in the evening, your goal is a soft landing. If you have energy, you can do one light 50-10 cycle. But it must be low intensity. Review, flashcards, organizing, planning. Not heavy problem sets at midnight. And after that, you do something important. You close your day with a shutdown sentence. One sentence. I'm done for today. Tomorrow I start with. Write tomorrow's first task. This reduces anxiety. Because your brain stops holding everything in your head. It can finally rest. Now we need to talk about mindset. Because burnt-out students carry a silent belief. If I'm not doing long hours, I'm failing. That belief keeps you stuck. Because it creates pressure. Pressure creates avoidance. Avoidance creates guilt. And guilt kills energy even more. So here's the new mindset. Your job is not to study like a machine. Your job is to rebuild trust with your brain. 50-10 is not just a timer. It's a contract. It says, I will focus and I will recover. That balance is what burnout means. Also, you need to understand something. Your brain learns what you repeat. If you repeat panic studying and crashing, your brain starts fearing studying. But if you repeat calm focus and safe breaks, your brain stops seeing studying as danger. It becomes normal again. And I want you to hear this, because maybe no one told you. It's okay that you're struggling. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been carrying too much, too long. Now, let's make it practical with a simple plan you can follow.
As you can see, the data flows from the circle through the triangle,
Tomorrow,
optimizing the process.
do this. Wake up. Water. 1 minute sunlight or fresh air. 5-minute warm-up movement. Pick one easy study task. Write your one-sentence goal. Start the first 50-10. 10-minute real break. No doom scrolling. Do a second 50-10. Then stop and evaluate. If you still have energy, add a third. If not, you're done. That's already progress.
This rule card highlights the importance of keeping your battery
And
charged.
here's a
It's crucial
small
for staying
rule
connected.
that changes everything. Stop your session while you still have a little energy left. Don't push until you hate it. You want your brain to remember, we can do this. Now, what if you fail? What if you do one cycle, then collapse? That's not failure. That's data. It means your recovery is still too low. So you adjust. Make the first task easier. Make the break cleaner. Do 2 cycles only. Fix sleep by 30 minutes earlier. Burnout doesn't disappear by motivation. It disappears by rebuilding your system. Slowly. Finally, I want to leave you with this. A lot of students wait for motivation. They wait to feel ready. But the truth is, when you're burnt out, motivation is not the starter. It's the result. You don't need a perfect day. You need one honest cycle. One calm 50 minutes. One real 10-minute reset. And if you repeat that, your focus comes back.
Ready to organize your day. Use this template
Your
to plan your tasks
confidence
and make the most
comes
of your time.
back. And you stop feeling trapped. If you want, comment the word 50 and I'll give you a simple daily template you can copy for your schedule. And if this helped you even a little, please like the video, subscribe, and share it with a friend who's also struggling quietly. You're not alone. And you're not broken. You're rebuilding.